Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast.
You've heard it before, right? And if you haven't heard it, you probably read it or you watched somebody talk about the virtues of it. You know, that whole bit about we just need to love ourselves more. Can you hear me gagging like a cat that's got a fur ball? Are you kidding me? Now, the number one complaint I hear from the clients that I work with, from the women that are coming to me because they're not just hurt, they are wounded all the way to their core. Oh, if I take care of myself and love myself more, I'm going to turn out to be selfish. Now, that's not the number one danger of trying to love yourself. I'll get to that in a minute. The fact that you think you're going to be selfish, there is no freaking way that is going to happen. Why? Because you're a giver. You've been wired to give. Over 50% of who you are is genetic. 40% is programmed and conditioned, and up to 10% is situational. You're one of those beautiful people that offers who you are in every experience that you go to. But unfortunately, because you were trained and conditioned, because you were programmed to give dysfunctionally, because you were taught not to have boundaries so others could manipulate you for their gain, then what happened is you turned into a doormat for dysfunctional takers. So when you're going, oh, I don't want to be selfish, you can't. It's not in your genetic makeup. Let's get rid of this right now. Unfortunately, because you dysfunctionally give, you will always find people that will run you dry. They'll go past your point of empty. And when they're done using you, they'll move on to the next person until you refill. And then they'll be back to feed off of you. Okay, no, that is not the number one danger of trying to love yourself, because when you love yourself that way to fill yourself back up, you are only filling yourself up for someone else to take from you. The number one danger of trying to love yourself is it doesn't work. No one tells us about that, do they? Oh, just do more self-care. You know, those bubble baths. You know what? You know what my self-care is? My self-care is having that, pardon the expression, balls to the wall conversation with somebody who hasn't understood me drawing boundaries, and they've decided to cross them. And I'm going, okay, let me put it in absolute clear terms, not for you, but for me, because there are going to be consequences the next time you try to do this. So that's self-care for me. Self-care for me is making sure that I am no longer the doormat for other people. Self-care for me might be going, I am worn out at the end of my day and I still need to go downstairs and do my stretching because the body expresses what the mind represses, and I want to make sure that there aren't any emotions that get stuck. Even though I'm tired, I'm going to move them all the way out. I'm going to let them flow. Self-care for me is going, I want to binge. I want to binge on whatever it might be that is not good for me. It could be social media. It could be food. It could be getting lost in all the clinical papers that I read to assist you guys. I can still binge on that. No, I need to stop and I need to reconnect quietly with my higher power, that small voice within. I don't need to binge. I don't need to try to fill the void that nothing else can, except for that power, that my higher power. That's my self-care. Okay, so why does this not work in trying to love ourselves? What if you were inside a photo and then the photo's got a frame around it? Could you actually lean forward and see the frame around the photo? It's an old 12-step saying that says you cannot see the picture when you're inside the frame. Yeah, you have to step outside of the frame. And this is when we learn to do what's known as healthy and functional disassociation. Meditation teaches it. Be the observer. So you need to step back and be the observer. And what are you observing? That younger you. I don't know if she was a little girl, a teenager, or all grown up as an adult, but there is a part of you that was programmed to carry this pain, and she is actually being crushed underneath the weight of it. She wants someone to come by and alleviate her burden. So release her from being triggered this way. And then give her permission to go out and be the beautiful child she was always supposed to be, instead of continuing to get triggered in your life to handle an adult world that she could never handle the first time around, which is the reason why you got overwhelmed and you picked up these dysfunctional habits, trying to just soothe the hurt that was happening. Okay. That's healthy disassociation. This is what I do in hypnosis, is I allow you to step back and take a look at that younger you and go, okay, honey, come here. You know what? We got this. The older, wiser me that knows what needs to happen. I'll make it happen for you. And the younger you that holds all of this innocence and this energy and this curiosity in life, if she could just drop all of the weight of the world that she's carrying around with her. That's how you love yourself. You love on her. And then as she receives it, then she can then give it back to you. And you are no longer reaching out in pain. You're reaching out for progress. Okay. So the number one danger of trying to love yourself is that it does not work if you don't step back and see which aspect of your personality actually needs that love. Because up to that point, you're just going to be taking actions that are going to have a feel good in the moment, but it's not going to stick around. Okay. If I can assist you with this, let's have a consult around it. And the consult is how to break free without breaking down to do it. So that's what you need to tell me that you're looking for. 1-636-699-7791. You can either text me, or you can call and leave me a message. Also let me know what time zone you're in, and I'll come back with a couple of times that I've got open, see what might work the very best for you. Breaking free without having to break down to do it. This is how you begin to love yourself in a way where your destiny begins to pull you forward. By the way, if I might be bursting some bubbles right here. You might think you know the part of you that's been wounded. And you got it all figured out, and you don't need anybody, and you can do this on your own. And this is the reason why that's not going to work. There was somebody else involved that put the wound there, and there needs to be somebody else involved to show you how to turn it into your wealth. If you could do it on your own, you'd already have it. I'm giving you the offer, whether you decide to work with me or not, at least you will begin the process of progress. So, you know what? I don't know if maybe you've seen some people talking about this, but I love you. Now, you can say, how? You don't even know me. Well, if people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason. I'm directing it to you. Will you allow yourself to receive it? Chat soon.